Okay, now I have another technique for you. This is similar with a very different twist to what we've been doing. And I have some Versamark here, a foam blending tool, my stencils, and a piece of pink paper this time instead of white. And I also have these Perfect Pearls. These are from the new Cafe set. These are the two brushes I'm going to use to apply them. You just need very soft brushes. This is to put the pearls on. This is to brush them off. And the great thing about these particular mica powders, the Perfect Pearls, is that they have a binder built in. So you don't need to mix them with anything in order to get them to stay. So I am just inking up my foam tool really well with Versamark. And then I'm going to dab it around on this stencil as thoroughly as I can. It's a little harder, obviously, to see where your Versamark is going because it's clear, but you will get a little bit of a watermarked effect. So you'll see it some. But part of the nice thing about doing your own backgrounds is that some of the vague randomness that you come up with is actually what gives it its unique character. So you don't want to worry too very much about getting it all exact. This is a very nice florally stencil from Crafter's Workshop. And after I do the Versamark, I'm going to lift my stencil and then just lightly brush on the powders. A little bit goes a very long way, as you'll see. And you'll start to see your pattern come out of your background as the Perfect Pearls stick to the Versamark. And you can see it was very difficult to tell whether or not I had Versamark everywhere. But looking at the way the powders are sticking, not a problem. Looks like it inked up very well. Now you'll have a lot of excess powder, as you can see. Once you have smoothed it around and you're sure that you've covered all of your spots of Versamark, that's when you take this larger brush and just brush it back off. And you can do this fairly vigorously, because once the Perfect Pearls has stuck to that Versamark, it is not going to come off. So, just rub really well. And then as a final sort of to set the pearls, you'll want to light mist with water. And I'm going to go off camera and do this so I don't spray water into my jars of Perfect Pearls. But I just do it from a distance, a light misting. Your paper will curl slightly. It'll flatten back out as it dries, so no worries there. And I hope that you can see the incredible shimmer you get with this. But I just think this is a fun, great way to use Perfect Pearls in the stencils and make your own background. Now, a final one I'm going to show you. And if you have watched my videos before, you have already seen me use these stencils with Viva Decor's modeling cream. It's a thick pearlescent cream that holds its shape. Whatever you shape it into, it will dry that way. And it works especially well with stencils. It gives you an incredibly crisp edge to your stenciled piece. But we're going to do something a little different. We're going to kind of take it up a notch. And I'm going to use this blue paper and the pearlescent champagne colored modeling cream. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with this glamour dust while it's wet to really give my snowflakes some sparkle. You can get that glamour dust from Susana as well. And I'm just going to use this very cheap plastic palette knife. I'm not taping my stencil down. You just want to remember that you don't want to play with it too much. Lay it on and then be done with it. It's very much like icing a cake. You do not want to use a lot of pressure. Otherwise you will force the cream under your stencil, and that is exactly what you do not want to do. So I am just rubbing this across, get all the way to the edge, get all my snowflakes in, and I'll want to kind of smooth it out a little bit. Again, not very hard pressure. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to lift my stencil, set that aside, and then while it's wet, I'm going to sprinkle this glamour dust on because I want it to stick to those snowflakes. It's always a good idea to do a piece that's slightly larger than what you want your finished piece to be, because I know that in lifting, the edges you can see around here will be more likely to smear, but that's okay because I'm just going to use this piece here. This glamour dust is a super ultra fine crystal glitter. Tap off the excess a little bit. And now you have some incredible glittering embossed snowflakes, and I just want you to see that edge. As many times as I've used this stuff, it still fascinates me, the crispness that you get with this modeling cream from Viva Decor, and the colors are absolutely amazing. So now we have some pearlescent, glittery, gorgeous snowflakes on our blue background. So we'll set that aside to dry.